Hi, everyone. My name is Melinda, and welcome to my version of Easy Stretch. So this is the perfect stretching sequence first thing in the morning if you're waking up, or in the evening when you're winding down, getting ready for bed. It's a fully seated or lying down stretch sequence, and I think you'll really enjoy it, help you loosen up and relax for whatever you'll be doing next. So we'll get started in this seated position. Just cross your legs one over the other, nice and easy. And we'll start out with stretching our neck. So reach your right hand up and over, reach for the side of your ear. Bring your left fingertips to the mat for grounding. Inhale. And then exhale, just lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just light pressure applied to the side of your skull. Feel the stretch from the base of your shoulder all the way up through your ear. And then as you inhale, begin to twist your head, gazing down towards your right knee. Just beginning to open up the back part of the neck. And then inhale, lift it back up, and then just gaze towards the left corner of your space. Gaze up high. Keeping the pressure the entire time with your right hand. Then bring it back to center. Release your hand. Roll your neck over to the other side. Bring the left arm up and over. Right fingertips on the mat. Reach for the side of the head. And then draw the ear down towards the shoulder. And then as you breathe, just feel the side of your neck open up. On your next breath, draw your gaze down towards your left knee. Really getting into that back side of the neck, into your cervical spine. And then inhale, lift it back up. Begin to shift your gaze to the right top corner of your space. And then bring it back to neutral. Release your hand. Roll your neck to center. And then bring it up. Bring your hands behind your head. Take a little basket grip with your fingers. And then lightly draw your chin to your chest. As you press the palms of your hand down onto the back of your head. I feel this stretch all down through my upper back, all the way up through the nape of my neck. And then rise up, release your hands. We'll take a side body stretch up and over to the right. Lift up through the left side ribs, bring your bicep by your ear and gaze high. Use your right palm to press down, making sure that your hip bones are grounded. Keep it in the side ribs, big stretch. And then once you can go no further, sweep your hand towards the right corner of your space, beginning to bring the stretch a little lower into the side ribs, almost down into the hip. And you'll see I'm really tight. You'll see for sure today what a tight yogi looks like. And then sweep your hands through center, change sides. This time expand through the right rib cage. As you inhale, feel your ribs expand. Maybe you gaze up, take a big breath, and then sweep it forward. Reach for the left corner of your space. You can use your left hand to keep you pressing down, get a little leverage, walk your fingers a little further, and then walk all of your hands to center. Press down with your finger pads to push your hip bones down. And then rise all the way up. Release your hands behind your back. Take a basket grip. Take a little shoulder opening stretch. Punch your fists towards your tailbone as you lift your gaze. You can keep a little bend in your elbows. Just feel the opening through the collarbones. And then tuck your chin to your chest and dip it over. If you're really tight like me, You probably won't get very far, but you can feel the stretch through your triceps, all the way up through the tips of your shoulders. And then finally rise all the way up, release your hands, roll your shoulders. You should feel loose through all planes of motion, but let's take a twist. Take an inhale, bring your left hand to your right knee, and then press the palm of your hand as if you're twisting your spine away and gaze back behind you. And then inhale, switch it out. Right hand comes to left knee. Use your back fingertips to create a little vertical lift through your spine as you twist. Gaze back behind you. Now we've hit all angles of our spine. Come to all fours into a tabletop position. Just want to continue to loosen up the spine to meet your day, or if you're getting ready for sleep, it's a nice way to loosen up and relax. Take an inhale, cow pose, release your belly down, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose, press the floor away, draw your navel to your spine, gaze back toward your toes. Inhale, cow pose, release it down, pull your shoulder tips back, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck your tailbone under. Draw your navel up and in. And then take a couple more of those. Just opening up into the shoulders. Taking any little movements that get those creaks and cracks out. Opening up into any tight spaces. And then come back to center. Walk your fingertips forward. For puppy pose, keep your hips lifted and then pull your armpits towards your floor. Maybe your chin touches, maybe your chest, or maybe you're just here at a hover. Stretching through the underside of your arms, all the way down through your side ribs. And then plant your elbows, tuck your toes, and just come to sitting on your belly. Release your toes down to the mat. Press your palms firmly in, and then just begin to straighten through your arms for seal pose. Keep a neutral neck, so gazing just towards the horizon of your space in front of you. And then lower all the way down. Take that one more time. Inhale. Maybe this time you straighten through your arms. Keep your toes pointed, legs straight and engaged. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and then lower down again. Option to take that one more time, or if you feel like you want something a little deeper, we'll take cobra pose. This is probably the most intense exercise of this little sequence. So feel free to take seal once again. Otherwise, for cobra pose, pull your palms just towards your side ribs. Squeeze your legs in together. Take an inhale, pull your elbows towards one another. Inhale, cobra pose, lift your chest. Stay here, little pressure in your palms. Option to release your hands, squeezing the back line of your body to keep your chest lifted. For 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands in front of you. Stack your forearms on top of one another and just put your forehead down. Let your heels fall open and just release your breath. Breathe in and then let it go. One more breath in and draw your palms under your shoulders as you exhale. Rise all the way up and come to a seat at the top of your space. So I have a strap today. I should have said that in the beginning. You can use that for your practice. I have a couple of blocks. So we'll start in a one-legged forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Bring the sole of your left foot to your right inseam. Square your hips so your navel is in line with your knee. And then as you inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, reach towards your foot. Keep your hips square, so pull your left knee in towards the midline and then pull your left armpit over as well. Help to keep you square. And then find a long, straight spine. If you're like me, you may not be able to go down very far, but this is a wonderful stretch to release the hamstrings all the way up into the glute. If you're super flexible, you can grab your block, put a little more length on your leg by stacking the block under the sole of your foot and reaching for the sides of the blocks as you inhale. Create a long spine and then exhale, pull your body low. If even this is too much for you, option to put a slight bend in the right knee and then go from there. And then gradually over time, you can begin to straighten through the leg. Be here for a couple more rounds of breath. You want to try and stay in these stretches at least 30 seconds to get the full benefit of the release of that muscle. It allows you time also to not resist, because a lot of times you'll get into these stretches, you'll start to resist and your muscles will tense up. So you want to give yourself time, and using your breath, gently begin to release any resistance that you might feel. One more breath in, pull your armpits down. And then slowly rise up. Take your left knee, step it up and over your right leg. Inhale, lift your right hand high, and then exhale, twist it to the left. It's a little funky little twist. Use your fingers to create the lift through your spine. So you're not dumping down, you're lifting up. The energy is moving up. Keep the legs engaged, flex through your right toes, gaze back behind you. And then release it, counter twist up and over to the other side, just to give your spine a little release. And then we'll switch it out. Take the sole of your right foot to your left inseam, square up your hips. Inhale. And then exhale, fold it over. Take your time. We'll be here for a little bit. So find that edge, whatever that looks like for you, with your block, with your strap. Try and focus on keeping the spine as long and straight as you can versus creating this banana shape with your back. Really want to find length from your tailbone out to the crown of your head. Even if you have to put a slight bend in the knee, do so. And then gradually, as you relax and deepen into the stretch, and maybe even over time, you can begin to straighten through the leg. But give yourself plenty of time to let the body relax, release the resistance. One more breath, breathe in. And then exhale, sink lower. And then this time, right leg comes up and over. Step it over your left leg. Left hand reaches high. Exhale, twist. Bring your elbow to the outside of the right knee and use that as leverage to spiral your torso open. Gaze over your right shoulder, pull it down. And send the twist in the opposite direction, just a little counter. And then we'll come to lying on our backs in a figure 4. So I'll turn around this way for you. Let's come to lying on your back. And a figure 4 position is crossing the right leg over the left, flexing through the toes. Your left shin is parallel to the floor. You can already feel any tightness you might have in your hips. And then reach your fingertips through that space, that triangle created by your leg. You can reach for your hamstring or reach for your knee, whatever's accessible to you. And then just relax here. Think of pulling your navel to your spine, flattening out your back. And then maybe drawing your shoulder blades towards the mat. Pulling back lightly on your left leg to open up through the stretch. Flex the right toes. If you like, you can even begin to straighten the left leg. Maybe give it a little pull from there. As long as you keep that right knee open, tracking out towards the right side of your space. One more breath in. Let it go. And then slowly, just take an easy twist. Drop your right leg over. Stay in your figure 4. And cactus your arms out like a goalpost. Glue your shoulder blades to the mat. Maybe you gaze over the right shoulder. Just a little easy twist. Relaxing through your spine. And then lift it back up. Keep your figure 4. This time, we'll tuck it in tight into this eagle position, this eagle wrap. Maybe your foot just hangs, or maybe you can wrap it behind your ankle. Take an inhale, and then we'll drop it to the other side. A little different, twisted motion. Gaze over your left shoulder. The important thing is to open up through the collarbones. Keep the twist from your belly button. Squeeze your legs together, the benefit of that compression. And then come up to center. Unwind your legs. And then we'll switch it out. Take figure 4 on the other side. Bring your left ankle over your right thigh. Create that triangle shape with your legs, and then reach for the underbelly of your right leg or grab for your kneecap. You can rock a little bit from side to side. Keep your tailbone grounded. Your low back pressed firmly into the mat. And then your shoulders may be slightly lifted, but focus on pulling the energy of the shoulders down as you pull your right knee in. Flex through your toes. This will help protect your knee, help you open up through the hip. One more inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower your your left foot to the right side of your space. Into that easy twist, goalpost up your arms, gaze over to the left. This should feel really nice. If your hip is scooted off to the side of your mat, you can bring it back to center, allowing your hips to stack as best you can. And then bring it back to center, back to your figure 4. And then take the eagle wrap, wrapping tightly to the upper thighs. Maybe you can get the ankle wrap. Once you have your eagle bind with your legs, slowly drop it over to the left side of your space. You may have to scoot your hips, just like I did. And your knees probably won't touch the ground. That's okay. Just let them drop over. Feel the stretch through the right hip, maybe even up into your right glute and your piriformis, that middle part of your buttock. Gaze over to the right. That feels so good. And bring it back to center. Unwind your legs. Just pull your knees in. We'll take happy baby. Draw your knees to your side ribs. You can reach for the underbelly of your legs and pull down, or you may be able to reach for the sides of your feet. Wherever you are, ground your tailbone down, almost like you're stapling it to the ground. And then use your arm strength to pull your legs down. You can rock a little bit from side to side. See if you can pull your shoulder blades down. And finally, bring your knees back to center. We'll take one last relaxing, restorative posture. It's fish pose. If you'd rather just move on to your final Shavasana, feel free to do so now. So I'll show you fish pose with or without the blocks. So first, without the blocks, This is a really nice little back bend sort of motion. So come to your bridge pose, bring your heels towards your glutes, lift your hips up, and then bring your palms flat on the mat so that your thumbs touch. And then press your hips down on top of your wrists and hands and extend your legs long. From here, squeeze your elbows together and then bend them as you bring the crown of your head to the mat. Your elbows are continuing to squeeze towards the midline. They act almost as a kickstand for your back. And you can just stay here. It's really relaxing, bringing the crown of your head or the top of your head, wherever you can rest it, opening up to the throat. You can stay there in your fish pose, or if you'd like something a little deeper, and you have a couple of yoga blocks, you can set them up like this. So the first one is lengthwise. You bring it just at the base of your shoulder blades. And the other one will be where you rest your head. So you can take it at this taller height, or if you feel like your back is a little more open, you can take it at the little lower height. Or you can use no block at all if you have a lot of back flexion. Point through your toes, or actually just relax through your toes. Feet are hip width distance apart, and then just let your arms hang heavy. Just feel your back opening up. And you can stay here as long as you like. Find a mantra, meditation. Maybe you have some music that you like. But just find 5, maybe 10 minutes in one of these final restorative postures where you can begin to clear your mind, relax your body, relax your breath. I'll actually come down to a Shavasana. For those of you that want to take this, you can take it here with your legs open, or option to bring the soles of your feet to touch. Just feel the hip rotators opening up, the gravity of your knees pulling towards the floor. And this is a wonderful resting space as well. Giving yourself just a little more time to focus on you before you head out for your day, for sleep, or whatever activity is next on your list. I'll leave you here, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this easy, relaxing stretch this morning or afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you join me again soon. Namaste.